Once upon a time in a quiet suburban neighborhood, there lived a married person named Mark. Mark was content with his life, happily married to his loving spouse, Sarah. They had built a life together filled with trust, understanding, and unwavering commitment. One fateful afternoon, as Mark was running errands, he encountered a stranger. She was a charming and attractive woman named Lisa, who had a magnetic presence that drew Mark towards her. They exchanged a brief conversation, and Mark couldn't help but notice the spark of connection between them. Days turned into weeks, and Mark found himself unable to shake off the memory of that encounter. Lisa's face lingered in his thoughts, her words echoing in his mind. She seemed to occupy a place in his heart that he didn't know existed. The temptation grew stronger with each passing day, gnawing at Mark's conscience. Lisa, sensing Mark's vulnerability, began pursuing him relentlessly. She sent him messages, seeking his company, and trying to blur the boundaries of their newfound connection. Mark knew he was treading dangerous waters. But the allure of the forbidden consumed him. He allowed himself to be drawn further into the web Lisa was weaving. As Mark's emotions swirled in turmoil, he couldn't help but question his commitment to his marriage. He pondered the strength of his relationship with Sarah, wondering if they had grown complacent and if he was missing out on something more passionate and exciting. Caught between the love he had known for years and the tantalizing unknown, Mark began to distance himself from Sarah. He became distant, preoccupied, and emotionally detached. Sarah noticed the change in her spouse's behavior and confronted him, sensing that something was amiss. Mark struggled to find the words to explain his internal struggle. He loved Sarah deeply, but the temptation presented by Lisa had clouded his judgment. He confessed his feelings of attraction towards the stranger, hoping that honesty would bring him clarity and solace. Sarah, devastated by Mark's revelation, was heartbroken. She had believed in the strength of their bond and never anticipated such betrayal. Despite her pain, she implored Mark to reconsider his actions and think about the life they had built together. Overwhelmed by guilt, Mark made a decision. He realized that his love for Sarah was steadfast and unwavering. He resolved to end all contact with Lisa, hoping to repair the damage he had caused. With a heavy heart, he sent a final message to Lisa, expressing his commitment to his marriage and his desire to move on. Days turned into weeks, and Mark and Sarah attempted to rebuild their shattered trust. They sought counseling, pouring their hearts out in an effort to heal their wounded relationship. Sarah's forgiveness was slow but sincere, and Mark was determined to prove his loyalty and love. However, tragedy struck when Mark received a phone call from the police. Lisa, the enchanting stranger who had tempted him, had been involved in a fatal accident. The news shook Mark to his core, and he found himself grappling with overwhelming guilt and grief. The realization of what might have been hit Mark like a tidal wave. He understood the consequences of his actions, the potential lives destroyed by his momentary weakness. The remorse was insurmountable, and Mark sank into a deep despair, forever haunted by the choices he had made. In the end, Mark's marriage was irreparably damaged. The tragic ending was not what he had ever envisioned, and he would carry the weight of his actions for the rest of his days. The story of Mark serves as a reminder of the fragility of commitment, the importance of communication, and the irreversible consequences of succumbing to temptation. Thank you so much for joining us on this journey. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more exciting content.